allowing us to live today. We do thank you for your blessings upon us, watching over us and keeping us. We do ask, Lord, that you would be the sick and troubled in our communities, families and friends. We do ask, Lord, that your protection be upon our men and women in uniform, serving for our country, serving as police officers, as fire, as EMS. Lord, whatever capacity that they're in, we do ask, God, your protection and guidance upon them. Father, give us wisdom and knowledge as we meet here today, that we make decisions that best reflect what's needed here. Again, Lord, bless us as you see fit in Jesus' name. Amen. Now we'll have a pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Y'all be seated. Appreciate everybody that's been able to join us today for our June the 8th regular monthly district court meeting. This time we will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Have minutes of our previous meeting read by Mr. Doug Moore. Did it fall apart?
Yeah, you fix it, because he's recording it anyway.
Okay.
I ain't got time to fool with it. Oh, okay. I'm ready. I'm running a little late, but I'm ready. I was getting suntan on my head. It don't take much. Shane Gabbard called the meeting to order. Minutes from April 13, 23 were read and approved with a motion by Baker and a second by Todd. Shane Gabbard recognized visitor David Hoffman with KYTC, who presented the county's resurfacing program for 23 and 24. Motion to accept by Bond, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard recognized visitor Sue Porter with KCO, who explained the increased liability of insurance for the county. Shane Gabbard presented the fiscal year 23-24 asphalt and stone bids. Only received one bid, which was presented by Junior Gillum for rock and asphalt from the Allen Company. Motion by Todd, second by Bond. Shane Gabbard presented the 23 Sheriff's first quarter report. Motion by Todd, second by Baker to accept. Shane Gabbard Shane Gabbard presented the first reading of the budget amendment accepting $118,815 for transfer station. Motion by Bond, second by Todd. Shane Gabbard presented the second reading of the budget amendment accepting $89,201.74 for opioid settlement funds. Motion by Todd, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard requested approval to pay election workers for primary. Motion by Bond, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented the treasurer's bills and transfers. Motion by Bond, approved, second by Todd. Set the next meeting, June 8th, 23 at 1 p.m. Motion to adjourn by Todd, second by Baker. How's that?
That's great.
You did it.
Motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
This time we'll have the judge's report. Last Thursday, I spent the day in Bowling Green in a meeting hosted by the Transportation Cabinet. The meeting was also an initiative called the Complete Streets Program. Complete Street is a street, road, or highway that is safe and accommodating for all expected users. Complete street designs vary based on land use, corridor characteristics, and expected user types. KYTC's Complete Streets, Roads, and Highways program provides guidance for transportation planning organizations and agencies to promote equitable and safe roadway designs that prioritize safety, convenience, and comfort for all road users. The Complete Streets Manual, released in 2022, represents the first update in 20 years of Kentucky's pedestrian and bicycle travel policy. Secretary Jim Gray said a complete street is a safe and accommodating for all users. Its design can vary according to land use, corridor characteristics, types of travelers, or respective user. As a concept, it can also be adapted for all types of communities, urban, suburban, small town, and rural. Implementation may include a dedicated space for pedestrians and cyclists, such as bike lanes for wide paved shoulders, sidewalks, crosswalks, median islands, accessible pedestrian signals, roadway reconfigurations, and roundabouts. Historically, streets and roads and highways were designed around cars and trucks. Today, our transportation planners and designers approach their task holistically, taking the needs of all users into account and build accordingly, Secretary Gray said. To elevate the state's safety and equity priority, Secretary Gray signed an official order outlining KYTC's policy to meet needs of all users and requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act when planning, building, rehabilitating, and maintaining all state-maintained streets and roads. The users include motorists, cyclists, pedestrians, transit, and freight, benefiting people from all ages and abilities. I took some important information away from this meeting and hope to start a task force soon to look at a complete streets need and design for Jackson County, particularly the city of McKee. My interest in this sparked from US 421 and the bicycle traffic we see from the US Continental Bike Route. That route runs through Jackson County and goes from the west coast to the east coast. Roads are one of our top priorities, and we're always looking for funding opportunities to improve that important infrastructure. So that's my report for the week. These complete streets are something that the Transportation Cabinet does have some money that is accessible, but it does require local matches. And that may be something that the city and the county are interested in. The first thing we got to do is look at the city of McKee to see if it's something that is designable, with right of way and things like that. So that's the reason I went to that meeting. I wanted to see, because we do have a lot of bicycle traffic, especially in the summertime, to come through. If we can accommodate for them to safely get through the city and start with that portion of it, it would probably work pretty well. So, and then also we have a lot of people that walks, and we don't have a solid sidewalk from one end of the city to the other. We got a lot of people that are kind of, they're winging it from where the old Family Dollar was down to about Citizens Bank, well, probably further than that. Ross, you walk in just about every day, it can be dangerous sometimes if you don't cut out and go down by the park, I'm sure, to get around. You don't want to go right up the middle of the road. So that's the reason I went and looked at that. I thought it may be something that we could look at later. So, all right. District's report. We'll start with you, Dan.
A grading and a rocking and a mowing.
Rocking and a rolling.
Yeah. Everything's going all right. Indeed.
I've been getting some calls on tree limbs and whatnot. They're trying to cut back as much as they can as they come to them, road to road. But if you see anything out there that may be unsafe, or a limb hanging out the road, or a curb gets cut out, let us know when we pull off. We'll get that done. That's what's going to cause a pad, it's just brush.
Yeah.
Hanging out the road, limbs.
All right. Garvin, you got anything?
Well, we got all over the mower first time, made the double slide, took the slow board, cut some of the stuff back, don't do it that way. But it ain't the road, start grading, put some gravel, some of these gravel roads.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's going pretty good.
Good deal. Good deal. Dan, you got it?
Yeah, we've added a few more things to the fleet, I guess. Was able to hire a fourth school resource officer. And with that, we've been able to add a third shift. So we've got 24-hour coverage in the county. Started this week. So, we've added a second patrol K9. So we've got 2 K9s now. That way we've got one out about any time.
Deal.
Moving right along.
That sounds good. Sounds good. Brian is out. Jayler's out at the meeting today. The work release and inmate labor is really doing really good in Jackson County. They're taking care of a lot of public property. I mean, they mow all our stuff around the courthouse here. I think you got like 35 cemeteries in Moline. They do a lot of food banks. They do a lot on the roadsides as far as you'll see them out around where they're mowing back the roads, weed eating around guardrails and things like that. They're still doing a lot of roadside litter projects. They're working, how many crews did he say they're working now? I forgot. He told me, but there's several inmate labor crews that's out right now working. So we're thankful for that. And he does have a female crew that comes and helps us here at the courthouse for different projects from time to time. That's a big help as well. So they're staying busy. Let's see, item E is public property report. It's in the packet right there. And that has to do with the AOC, the new courthouse across the street, which, if we're not mistaken, about the 2026 or 7, that building will be solely ours. The auditor, state auditor's office asked for us to present a report quarterly on our public property, on what comes in and what goes out with that, for the maintenance of that, basically that building. So you'll see in the report, for example, November 1st through January 31st, you had receipts in excess of 840,000. Then you had disbursements in excess of 839,000. We have an ending value balance there of $17,345. So they reimburse us for maintenance costs at this time. Basically, if we have a problem with heating air there, we can call them, put in a work order, and they'll take care of it. Any of the major issues and they give us a quarterly payment to make sure that building's operating correctly. When that end of that grant cycle is over, we'll still get quarterly payments from them, but it'll be in the form of rent for them using it. My understanding is if we occupy 1 square inch of that building, my office or Doug's office, the sheriff's office, or any of us occupy any space in that building, that cuts the rent completely out. The big thing is when that grant cycle's over, that building is solely going to be ours to take care of. So that means that if our air conditioner goes out after we take it over, we don't have any money coming from administrative office to court to take care of that. We got to come up with that on our own. And I'll tell you, those big chillers over there are expensive. You're talking about, we've submitted bills upwards of $100,000 just to fix the heat and air in that building. Building right now probably needs a roof, but we're trying to get that issue resolved with AOC. We feel like it should still be under warranty because it's not 15 years old. AOC is looking back through their contracts to see if we're right on that. If not, they're going to have to spend about $30,000 on the roof there. So that's the public properties report. You got any questions about that? All right, just need a motion. It's been presented.
Motion.
Second.
All right, next we have a Parks and Recreation CD report. We have a CD over at Jackson County Bank that was taken out several years ago for the parks. And let's see here. Go back and find it. I've got it with me. There it is. So July the 20th of last year, that balance was $5,049.20. That balance as of June the 20th this year will be $5,056.12. So it gains just a little bit every year, but that is our CD for Parks and Recs. So that's a report on that. Just need a motion that's been presented.
Thank you.
All right, now our county reapportionment committee, which is Jeff Bingham got mixed up.
You're all right.
Jeff Bingham, John Johnson, and Ryan Judd. We're ready to start the reinforcement part of what we're required by law to do, to look at the districts, the magisterial districts. Those have to be within 10%.
Said 10 to 15 he was letting me buy.
10 to 15% population-wise, the magistrates' lines are, magisterial lines in the county. So we have to appoint a committee that will work with Doug and will work with the area development district to make sure those lines are adequate by population. Is that right?
That's right.
So,
Has nothing to do with voting.
no, it has nothing to do with voting, it's just the
Population of the people.
population of the people. So,
And it has to be a creek or a road or something like that.
yeah,
No
there,
more-
you can't
No
go.
more old trees and rocks.
Used to you could go by like a tree or some kind of other mark
Right.
like that, but not anymore. It has to go by either a body of water, something that's permanent that cannot be moved. That's what you gotta go by. So, that's the reinforcement committee. As soon as we appoint them, they can start that process working with the Cumberland Valley Ad, and then they'll bring that to fiscal court, present it to us, and we'll have to approve it. So they're not approving it. We're just appointing that committee to get this started, to get these lines drawn, to bring them in so that we can approve it. That's what that is. I feel like
Motion.
Yeah, and even if they don't approve it, well, it goes to the state. The state can kick it back, make you look at it again, and redo it. But the boy in London that's doing it, he's doing most of the counties. He's got the machine that he does it on, so there will be no questions as far as that goes. And the big thing, I've already talked to him a little bit, is the Forest Service.
Yeah.
They're killers. They've destroyed garden up there. Over half of his territory is Forest Service. Dale's got a lot. Danny's got a lot. Down Indian Creek, down in there, that's all Forest Service. So that's what reason our tax base is so hard and so low in Jackson County. You can't build a house or a business on the national forest. And that's the bad, the sad part. Now Dale's population, right off the top of my head, I got it somewhere, is over 5,000. Danny's is right around 4,000. Garvin's is 2,000, a little over 2,000. See, there's a big difference between Dale's district and Garvin's district. So he's gonna try to move one over and then another and over. You can't jump a district, you have to, if you scoot one over, you gotta scoot the other one over, so they'll all match up. And we're gonna hopefully get started on that this week.
To me, if they put more on me, the people in the party put on me, and would be vote for me.
Yeah, they will, I think, right?
Yeah.
If they're moved into your district, they will. Yeah.
we'll make sure.
That wouldn't be very fair, would it?
We'll make sure of that.
That wouldn't be very fair. Sure. All right, we got a motion from David. That's a second.
Second.
Second, all right, thank you. Next is our second reading of the 23-24 budget. As far as revenues on the general fund are made up of taxes, in lieu tax payments, excess fees, intergovernmental revenues, charges for services, miscellaneous revenues, interest, and surplus borrowed transfers. Our general fund budget is looking to be $2,811,324.22. Road funds made up of in lieu tax payments, intergovernmental revenues, miscellaneous revenues, interest, surplus borrowing transfers. Total road fund budget for next fiscal year, $1,456,114.14. Jail fund revenues made up of intergovernmental revenues, which is payments from the state and other jails or counties for inmates, charges for services, interest, borrowing transfers. Our total jail budget is $1,899,944.06. LGA, which is Local Government Economic Assistance Fund, is $72,000 in revenue, interest and borrowing and transfers brings it up to $77,030. Special grant account, which is including a EMS building that we'll talk about just a little bit, is $1,250,000. The disaster DES, Disaster Emergency Services Fund, which is a CSEP fund, $394,854. Forest Fire Protection Fund, which is something that we have an account at the bank that we write one check a year out of that comes in from taxes. It's $3,427. Transfer station, which of course is much different than last fiscal year. Services, revenues, interest, and all that. That is $833,112. We got the opioid settlement fund, which is $47,201.74. American Rescue Act, there's still a balance of $1,134,000 there. And the CMRS, which is your 911, estimated $150,000. That means our total budget revenues are $9,859,806.42. When you get over in the appropriations, what makes up your appropriations of your budget or your general government, your protection of persons and properties, recreations, leases, capital projects, services, contingent appropriations, fringe benefits, employee shares, out of the general fund. That makes up your $2,811,324.22. Of that, your road fund, roads, leases, services, appropriations, and fringe benefits for employee share, comes up to $1,456,114.14. Jail fund, just about all goes to protection of persons and property, which is the day-to-day operations of the jail. Your fringe benefits, employee shares for them are included in that, which comes up to a total of $1,899,945.06. LGA, you have some for roads, social services, general health, and protection of person and property. Comes up to $77,030. Special grant, of course, is that project, the EMS building, $1.25 million. DES, the CSEP is $394,854. Forest Fire, of course, $34,27. Transfer station, most of that is going to operations as well. $833,112. American Rescue Act, $1,134,000. And your 911 CMRS funds, which brings everything to a balance of $9,859,806.42. You'll see your road cost allocation worksheet, which tells, basically you're bringing 24.65% of these part of the road fund that's going into other parts of the services. So $675,530 goes out to other services that are deemed by the Department of Local Government as road fund cost allocations. Man, what was it exactly that they wanted us to change, that we changed and sent it back in and it was good? I can't remember what it was. I think it was a little bit with the, if I ain't mistaken, we didn't get our road cost allocation yet. Or not road cost allocation. It was the, we didn't know what our co-op share would be just yet.
It was the county road aid.
And once we got that in, we sent that back in with the budget, and on May the 1st, they approved it. So, any questions on the budget that's coming up for the fiscal year 23-24?
Motion.
have next the administrative code. In June of every year, we're required by the Department of Local Government to review the administrative code, see if anything needs to be changed. The one thing that I recommend is removing the COVID time off work. And the reason that I recommend removing that COVID time off policy is we're no longer in a public health state of emergency. I'm a member of the Cumberland Valley Health Department Board of Directors as well. And Cumberland Valley encompasses Clay, Jackson, and Rockcastle County. And we just voted last month to rescind that policy at the health department. So the health department ain't even recognizing it as a public emergency anymore. I don't see the need for us to keep that policy within our time off, or within our admin code is paid time off. I don't see the need of keeping it in there anymore. I think that if somebody comes up with COVID and they have a doctor's excuse that they have COVID, then we can pay them for time off for the doctor's excuse, but I don't think that we need to necessarily keep this policy within our admin code. Does that make sense? Y'all got any questions on that? Yeah, we took it off. The health department don't even recognize it anymore. Yeah, it's gone. They have no mask requirements now. They have no vaccination requirements. The health department, you don't have to have a vaccine to work there now. There were some employees that signed a waiver that chose to be tested once a week. We done away with their bill.
Motion.
A motion to remove that.
Second.
Okay, y'all have anything else that y'all have anything else that you think needs to be addressed in the admin code? Anybody want to? I can always bring it back up. Yeah. Okay. All right. Appoint Shay Hacker, County Treasurer, 4-year term. That comes with a $100,000 raise, you said. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Excuse me
No.
a minute, did we have to have a motion on H, and I? I didn't hear it.
Oh, wait a minute, I passed it up.
Yeah, that's okay.
We done the motion on the H. I forgot the I. Let me get it. Sorry. Yeah, let's get the,
You got the 8.
we got the H.
Okay.
We didn't get the I. Okay, I'm sorry, I looked over.
That's okay.
I didn't bring my glasses today.
That's what you might remember.
Okay.
Who was on
H is the,
Bond, Todd.
yeah, I is the second reading of the budget amendment. I'll get that in just a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got it yet, sorry.
Oh, that's
I
okay.
passed it up. We'll go back. Let's go back and get it. All right.
Back
I'm sorry. Item I is the second reading of that. That's at, the, 118,000 that, came in, the revenues, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's the, where we started, that's it, from that first quarter, that's where we started our sanitation. So it was 118,000 in revenues over what we had budgeted, so that's that reason for that budget amendment, so I just need a motion on that.
Second.
Thank you. We got it found up.
Okay, good.
Now,
Now
we're
I'm
back,
not nervous.
back to, all right, let's see. Yeah, I was on K, appoint Shay Hacker, County Treasurer, 4-year term. And I have to vouch for these girls because I know how hard they work down there. We kind of took on more duties and we took on, when we took on, everybody did, when we took on the sanitation, that's all right, it's working out.
Motion.
Second.
All right, and we got Amanda Holt, County Finance Officer, 4-year term.
Second.
Motion.
Motion. I don't know
Motion.
what that
What's an order?
Motion, all right. Girls, you stuck with us for 4 years, sorry. All right.
We just pray for it.
Now, we just pray for
was.
it.
Wait for it. A lot.
More trash.
Yeah, I'm more trash. All right, we got the following employees on item M that have completed the probationary period. And well, I'd like to move them to full-time status, that being Vadas Bowles, this solid waste, Vadas Bowles, Robert Allen, Justin Wagner, Derek Robinson, Jimmy Peters, Larry Ramsey, and Blake Isaacs. And on the road department, T.J. Williams. So we've got some other guys that probably next month or the month after will meet that 90 days, because these are the guys that have met that 90 days. I recommend moving them on up to full time.
Motion.
Second.
All right. County clerk storage fee account report. This is the new bank account that we had to start last year, that the state passed the law that, this had to go on a separate account for keeping up. See, this is deed fees and things like that.
Yeah, deeds and mortgages, anything that's filed in the deed room.
Yeah,
And I'll say it
anything
again,
filed.
it's a waste of time. It just puts more work on Amanda and more work on the Angel. Don't mount that, you'll beans.
Yeah,
And I don't know why they did it. It takes money out of fiscal court's pocket. Not pocket, but, you know what I mean?
I know,
Funds.
yeah,
There was no reason for that to be there.
yeah.
And I've argued every meeting I've been at to do away with it. And they might. The legislature did that. And why? Nobody knows.
No,
I asked
I've
them
asked
why.
them why they done that.
And they couldn't answer it. So if they don't know why they did it, I say we take it out.
Yeah.
Because all it does is put more work on her and Angie,
Yeah,
and it takes money away from you.
yeah.
May not be a lot, but it don't matter. If it's 50 cents, it's that much. What is the balance on it right
Right now, the balance on it is, $8,729.45.
now? See, that's a low graph. Right. Actually, no.
This has every deposit and check that's been written out of it, so, $8,729.45. That's from August of last year when we created till, May 3rd. So, since it is a new account, and it's an account that we work together with the clerk's office to make sure it's maintained correctly, we felt it's best for the fiscal court to see a report on it. That way you know what's happening with that money. So I just need a motion on that.
Motion.
Second.
All right, we've got some invoices that will not have met by the end of this fiscal year that we'll need to carry over. And you're gonna see that 90% of these, or 99% of these invoices are all auditor invoices. And the reason why is we pay a little bit of time on this per agreement that we have with them, because we had well over $100,000 worth of audit fees. The state auditors, their price comes not cheap at all. You'll notice that still like $19,000 having that audit for June 30th paid off. That one audit bill was well over $100,000 right there, and we got her paid down to $19,000. But all these invoices total up to $117,805.56. So all we're doing is carrying those over from this fiscal year to the next, seeing as how we'll be paying on them frequently. Need a motion on that?
That's a great big topic for other counties too. It's everywhere. Talking about how high the odds are.
Yeah, that's a big.
It's very expensive.
That's a big topic right now amongst counties, especially small counties. I think it's Morgan County. I can't remember. There was one of them had a $500,000 audit bill. It's unbelievable. We talked about it at a meeting. It's unbelievable what audit bill they
That's
have.
the one.
Yeah, and the fiscal court, you know, is tasked with paying these bills. You know, it's our responsibility to pay them. So it is, like they would say, it's a hot topic right now.
Well, I don't think we should have them every year. I mean, me and you and Daniel, we're not gonna steal any money, or our girls ain't, or we wouldn't hire them.
Right.
So I don't think they should have it every year. Every 2 or 3 years is a cleaning. There's no sense in wasting taxpayers' money on an audit that's unnecessary. I've had 22 audits, not ever been off anything. And the last that you put me down was semi-segregation.
Yeah.
Segregation of duties, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
We get rolled up for that every year because we just can't afford to have it.
Well, that's
Can't
like
afford it
me.
in one place.
I've sort of separated my group now, and I've got
Yeah.
Angie in the deep room, and Brandy's doing a lot of this book work. And this,
That's what, we had a discussion with the state auditor's office about that very thing. I said, we feel like a lot of these, you know, the segregation of duties, I understand that, why you want so many sets of eyes on all that paper. I completely understand that. But here's the thing. It's a little bit ridiculous, some of the things that they ask, because that's structured around the state of Kentucky. when they make that, I know they try to make that to where it would fit every county, but, I mean, we ain't got the money to operate like a big area like Madison County or Fayette County. They can hire so much more staff than what we can because we don't have the revenue to do so.
Right.
And so that's been a topic up there as well. Everybody at those conferences, that's the two things they talk about with the auditor, is your bills are too much, and segregation of duties has got ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, here, I'm gonna give you an envelope, but I can't leak it, pass it down, let him leak it. It's about the same difference. I mean, it is. But anyway,
And some of them,
so we got a motion to do
I won't
that.
name the county, but there's a couple of counties that's not been audited in 10 years.
Yeah.
And what did they do to them? Nothing.
I love it.
It's a
I'd
joke.
hate to have a 10-year audit, that'd be a big deal.
Me and you all actually.
Agree. Yeah.
You might as well get ready. What you got to say now?
See, okay, we had a motion and a second right there, though. Yeah,
Who's motion?
Dale, Garden, second.
Well, bless my heart.
We got item B is emergency budget amendment. Now, this was something that I missed. So, it looks like, well, it is a big number, $1,507,856.88. That's over our budget, projected budget, that's revenue. Now, you'll notice in this, the $1,278,856.88 of it is state grants. What that is that EMS bill that we got we got awarded on that this fiscal year, and it slipped through me. Man, this is my fault, not yours. It slipped through me that I didn't do a budget amendment on it. So since we're so close to the end of the budget year, DOG says do emergency budget amendment. We'll accept that, and this is going to make our when we do an audit for this fiscal year we're in, this will make our budget look a lot better because we passed this budget amendment. But we had 32,000 personal property tax over, occupational tax 70,000 over, mineral severance 53,000 over, and CMRY was 74,000 over, and of course in state grants it's 1.2 million. So that's the reason that you see that such that big number on that. Does that make anybody need more clarification on that? All right, so I just need a motion to pass that emergency budget.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Purchased 2002 Chevrolet 2500 for animal control. Tudor's truck is bit to dust. And when I say bit to dust, Danny looked under it, it's bit to dust, ain't it? It's gone. But anyway, I found a truck that actually has an animal control box on the back of it. It's in Crossville, Tennessee. I've been talking to the salesman at that car lot, and he said he would let us have it for $7,000. It's got a little over 200,000 miles on it, but he's got the maintenance records with it where it comes from another county government. It's been well maintained. From the pictures, it looks well. Of course, you never know if you can walk up and crawl up under it. When you buy a vehicle now, crawl under it. Don't worry about what the paint looks like. Crawl under it. Make sure it ain't rusted in two. That's what I'll be looking at. But anyway, I'm thinking that this box that's actually on this truck is probably in the neighborhood of around $4,000 to $5,000 if you bought it new, just the box. And the guy down there, get this, the guy down there, the salesman said, I usually sell these trucks pretty quick because goat farmers use them. And they're real handy to move goats in, I guess.
We've been having a lot of goats running in large, so.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, this could be a good goat control. Anyway, if the truck is mechanically sound, we think it'll be all right. I think $7,000 is a fair purchase price. We're good to go with that. We can make that happen on our end, financing it. He's gonna have to have a truck. Ain't no way around it. And something that I'll give you guys to be thinking about. I know that road money, you wished you had about double what you got, but y'all probably gonna have to have some equipment. Ain't no way around it. I know Dale probably needs a pickup truck or two. I mean, that's something we're going to be starting looking for. There's an auction that's going on tomorrow at CAP Cap's got some trucks on auction tomorrow we may look at. But what y'all's thoughts on the Tudor truck? The Tudor.
Yeah, it's fine, we'll check it out.
Check it.
Change, that's a good change.
Yeah, I'll call up under, make sure the frame's good on it before we write a check to them, but, or before we give a check to them, but, okay,
Make a motion.
okay, all right, we'll check it out. I'll let you guys know what we got. Bills and transfers. Is there anything, if anybody had any questions on those? Did I give you those minutes back up? Yep. Okay. The motion, you seen them?
Second.
I'll second. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, any other comments or announcements or anything?
I got a comment.
Okay.
I do. There's a couple little rumors going around that needs to be stopped. When I got sick a couple months ago and had to go to the hospital, I didn't have a heart attack, I didn't have a stroke. I had the flu type A. And believe me, you don't want it, but everybody keeps saying, boy, you about died, didn't you? I said, no, I didn't. You know, well, you can die with the flu. And then, they keep telling that I'm not going to run again. I am, if I'm alive, come 2006, I will be a candidate. And they called Conway Tire and asked him where my visitation was. And all I had was the flu. I know. But people get so emotional from this, and that's only 5 or 6 people in there. Much. They love chicken. But no stroke, no heart attack, I feel better than I ever did in my life. I did.
You look good.
I do, don't. That doctor told me, he said, I've never seen anything right. Perfect.
There you go.
I said, "Get very nice."
You did have it right.
Go ahead, Judy, sorry.
Sure. I apologize for being late, but again, a need for a tourism director. As I was leaving the office, I get a call from California saying, can I get a copy of the Jackson County Visitor's Guide? So again, the need for tourism, but the main reason why I'm here is I just wanted to let you know that last month we had our conference on outdoor recreation and converting the National Forest Service into an asset for Jackson County. Like Doug said, you know, they pay in lieu of taxes, so if we can bring outside dollars in this county, it would be great. So we had over 14 people from federal agencies in Jackson County that day, and actually 2 days. They toured Jackson County and McKee, and then they spent all day Tuesday helping us come up with an outdoor recreation plan. We have a copy of the preliminary draft, and we would love for somebody from Fiscal Court to be a part of the review committee that's going to be reviewing that to make it a final copy. And one of the outcomes of that is the National Forest Service said, we would love for McKee and Jackson County to be a world-class trail hub. Their words, not mine. So they're moving in the same direction we are. We're going to form a committee with the Forest Service to develop this plan for trails throughout the National Forest Service in order to become that world-class trail hub. If anybody from the Fiscal Court is interested in being a part of developing this plan and reviewing the final draft, let me know. We're going to meet next week for our first meeting to look at the plan, or if you just want a copy of it, let me know and I can email you a copy of it. Okay.
What day was that meeting?
We're thinking Monday night if we can get the conference center down there. Does that work, or is it a better night?
Next Monday night?
This
Yeah.
coming month.
Yeah, this coming Monday. I think we're leaning towards Monday or Thursday right now. We're just trying to figure out everybody's schedule. Wednesday night's church and Tuesday.
I know
I've got a conflict.
next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I think Judy is the strength meeting. I believe. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yep.
strength meeting.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So,
I think one of us could possibly go. Just let me know. I don't think I've got. We're
That's
Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. We got
I
me.
thought- yeah, just let me know, I'll probably be there.
Okay. I'll let you know, I got your.
Okay, me and Garth or Danny, somebody go.
Send your text.
Okay,
If we can't, we'll send Shine.
Okay, very good, I appreciate it.
You wanna give a quick update on the old jail while you're here?
Yes, so I guess I got a question for you.
Sure.
Did the Cumberland Valley ad send you, there was a form that you needed to sign in order to give us access to look at the environmental review that needs to be done?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, I will call them then and say, send it to Shane, because we can't get access to the environmental review to do it until you sign something and then give us permission. And once you sign, they said it'd probably take 2 weeks to give us permission. And Caitlin was gonna go ahead and send that to you maybe about 3 weeks ago. So,
I'll do a check to see, but I don't remember seeing it.
yeah, see if you've got something from her, because that's where we're at right now. We've got to complete the environmental review before we can start drawing on any money and doing anything. They said if we need to hire the architect to help with that environmental review,
Yeah,
we can do that. So we probably need to go ahead and get together and review those and get the architect in line so that if we need them for this environmental review, we
see, what I'll do, I'll call Caitlin and get out a meeting and have her send it to me.
Okay.
Yes. I've got her cell phone number, I'll shoot her a text, or call her once, tell her send it to me.
And I know she's been real busy with grants that were due by the end of May, but now May's
Yeah.
over with, so she promised me that once that gets done, we'll spend more time on it, so.
Okay, I'll call her as soon as we get to it.
We're moving on with it and hopefully get the environmental review done. Once the environmental review is done, then we could go ahead and, start with the project. So they have to approve that and then, we're good to go with that, right?
Okay, thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? All right, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
second.
Next meeting is July the 13th at 1 o'clock. That was a quick one.